Eldon.
I have a question for you two.
Fire away.
Why is the Yukon so tiny when the other territories are much larger?
It's because of the border. The Yukon is ringed by mountains, so geographically...
No. It is because of Alaska. That's right. Why isn't Alaska part of Canada?
Well, first of all, it was settled by Russia and then sold to the United States in 1867.
Well, as the next Prime Minister of Canada, I propose we take back Alaska to increase the size of the Yukon Territory.
Oh, Eldon, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Oh, what are you talking about? That is my most brilliant idea ever. Okay, international politics. I am truly in my element.
Welcome to CG Kids. Kat and I are taking you on a cross-Canada adventure to every capital city in the country.
Today we're in Whitehorse, capital of the Yukon Territory and land of the midnight sun.
We are going to learn about the gold rush and the birth of the Yukon Territory aboard the SS Klondike National Historic Site of Canada. And we'll discover the lost land of Beringia and learn about the Bluefish Caves, the oldest documented human hunting site in North America.
Then it's off to Wood Street School, where a new program gives kids an education in the wilds of nature.
It's the city that was built by gold.
Coming up next on CG Kids.
Geographic Kids.
Welcome to Whitehorse, capital of the Yukon Territory. Both the city and the territory owe their existence to one major historical event.
The Klondike Gold Rush. There's gold in them thar hills. Come on, Sid, let's join the stampede.
Oh, it looks like we're too late. The Klondike Gold Rush ended in 1898. Between 1897 and 1898, thousands of people searching for gold came to the Klondike region of the northern Yukon River Valley. Most of the prospectors started their journey in Skagway, Alaska, heading north to Dawson, Yukon to stake their claim.
They had to haul a year's worth of supplies with them over the Chilkoot Pass, a climb that's 53 kilometers long and about 600 meters up.
That's like giving about 20 of your friends a piggyback ride up the CN Tower.
On the other side of the pass, they had to take a boat up the Yukon River to Dawson.
About 20,000 people made a tent city at the headwaters of the Yukon River, just downstream from Whitehorse Rapids.
They called that tent city Whitehorse, and it quickly developed into a town with shops and hotels, and most importantly, a railway.
Before the gold rush, the Yukon was a part of the vast Northwest Territories.
But with so many people heading to the Klondike in search of gold, on June 13, 1898, the Canadian government created the Yukon Territory in order to more easily govern the area.
Originally, Dawson, the center of the gold rush activity, was the Yukon's capital.
Following the gold rush, the population moved south to Whitehorse, and in 1953, so did the capital. Up until the 1950s, the Yukon's major transportation route was the Yukon River. Yukon actually means Great River in Gwich'in.
At 3,185 kilometers in length, it's the second longest river in Canada. And sternwheelers, like the SS Klondike, would make the run between Whitehorse and Dawson during the 4 to 5 ice-free months of the year.
We are aboard the SS Klondike National Historic Site of Canada to learn a bit more about these boats that reign supreme in the Yukon.
This is Dan Verhaal from Parks Canada, and he's going to give us a tour of the boat.
So Dan, I'm curious, why is it called a sternwheeler?
Well, she's called a sternwheeler because maybe you've noticed, but the paddle is located at the back of the boat or the stern of the boat. So that's where she's driven from. So that's the term. She's a sternwheeler.
This is a huge boat. How is this big boat powered?
Well, she's powered by steam. And of course, the steam is generated from this great big boiler over here. Now, this boiler, well, she'd hold about 4,000 gallons of water. And you see all those fire tubes. She's heating up the water, producing the steam, and the steam is traveling through this great big steam pipe all the way to the engine room over there, and that'll provide the power to power those great big steam engines that we have in the engine room.
So is the SS Klondike moving goods or people?
Well, you know, she's moving both. Now, we restored the boat to the 1937-1940 period. She's going to Dawson City, she's bringing in freight. She's bringing in bottled beer and packed in straw and barrels. And over there, you'll see all kinds of stuff, fruit, vegetables from California. She really opened up the Yukon.
Did sternwheelers play a big role during the Klondike Gold Rush?
Well, you know, sternwheelers did. There was a fleet of sternwheelers operating out of St. Michael's, Alaska, moving Klondikers and Stampeders all the way to Dawson City. But this vessel, of course, wasn't involved in the gold rush. She was built in 1936. But she's kind of important because she represents an era of sternwheelers all the way from 1866, all the way ending in 1954.
If the sternwheelers were so important, then why did we stop using them?
Well, you know, just like anything else, it's progress. Roads, air travel. Hey, there was just no reason to keep them going anymore. You know, they tried the SS Klondike as a passenger liner in 1954, but you know, even though there were a lot of passengers, it was just too expensive. So she was dry docked in 1955. We're fortunate she's here. She's a National Historic Site, and she's educating, you know, Canadians everywhere to the importance of sternwheelers in the Yukon.
This must be the wheelhouse where they steered the whole boat.
Look at the size of this wheel.
It's huge. And this wheel turns that big, massive cable. That's almost like a bike chain.
Whoa, this must be first class.
This must be the dining salon. It's time for Triviography.
Today's question is, what is a cordillera? Here's a hint. It's not a recipe.
I think I'll have the chicken cordillera.
And it's not a rare breed of dog. Who's Mommy's big girl? You're my princess, aren't you? You're so
Oh,
cool.
what a nice puppy.
Her name is Muffin. She's a cordillera.
Hi, Muffin. Oh, it's a nice puppy.
So what does cordillera mean?
We'll tell you later in the show.
Hey, Alden. What are you doing?
I'm sending a fax to America. I'm offering to take Alaska off their hands.
I really don't think that's a good idea, Eldon.
Oh, don't be such a party pooper. It's just a friendly suggestion. Oh, no.
Oh, that does not sound good.
Yeah, the fax seems to have smudged. Look at that.
It's really hard to read it, but it looks like it says, "This is your only warning?"
What?
Before we send in the paratroopers.
That's definitely not what it's supposed to say.
Well, what did you mean to say?
Well, it was supposed to say, if this is your only northern state above the 49th parallel.
Canada wants Alaska?
Well, yeah, I wrote that part, but you're not reading it right. It should sound a bit more polite.
Alden, you've got to fix this.
Yeah. Maybe the fax didn't go through. Transmission confirmed. Oh, no!
Today, Kat and I are in Whitehorse, the capital of the Yukon Territory and first area inhabited in Canada.
Archaeologists believe that Canada's first inhabitants crossed over an ice-free land bridge at the Bering Strait during the Pleistocene Ice Age at least 20,000 years ago. The land bridge was created as glaciers grew in the Northern Hemisphere. It locked up the Earth's water and ice and lowered global sea levels by 100 to 150 meters.
This exposed the floor of the shallow Bering Sea, creating a 1,600-kilometer wide grassland called Beringia.
Plants, animals, and humans entered the Americas this way.
The earliest evidence of human activity was found on the Bluefish River near Old Crow in northern Yukon.
Today, peoples of the Athabascan First Nation are direct descendants of these first North Americans.
We are at the Beringia Interpretive Center, and this is Sharon Ulrich.
Take a look at this woolly mammoth. This is why humans crossed the Beringia land bridge, to get to the mammals.
They hunted these.
They did.
Something my size could take that down.
You bet they could. Yep, they used a device called an atlatl. It was a dart and a throwing board, and when used together, it enables the hunter to throw many times farther and faster and harder than if they were just using their arm alone.
Wow.
Hey! So what do we do first?
First, you pick up your atlatl throwing stick,
Okay.
and then choose a spear,
Okay.
and you put the end of the antler into the top of the spear.
That?
Yeah. And you put your hand through the loop, and then you hold on to your atlatl with your thumb and your index finger holding the spear,
Okay.
and throw.
All right.
All right. Yo!
Oh,
I
you got it!
Yeah!
Nice.
Good job.
Take it.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, I hit his ankles.
Check out his legs. So what did I hit? What animal was that?
You got the Sig antelope.
All right, antelope for dinner. Nice!
Ooh,
Nice!
nice.
Direct hit.
What is that you hit?
That would be a sapphire antelope.
So how'd you get involved in this?
A girl at school showed us her atlatl, showed us how to throw it, and I got hooked on atlatl throwing.
Awesome. Can we do it again?
Sure.
Let's let him go.
CGK.
So that atlatl throwing was really, really cool, and I was pretty good at it. But how do you know that they used that back then?
Well, archaeologists are often finding things frozen in the ice.
And how often would archaeologists come across artifacts that old?
Well, more often now, because with global warming, the ice is melting at a remarkable rate.
What's this a replica of?
This is the Bluefish Caves, and they're located in the northern Yukon.
All right, so why is that important? Like, what kind of artifacts do they find here?
Well, archaeologists have found stone tools, and they've been dated to 12,500 years ago. But it's believed that earlier tools were made out of bone, and that gets a little bit trickier. So at the Bluefish Caves, they found a mammoth leg bone that appears that humans have taken pieces off of it to make into tools.
And how long ago was that bone dated to?
That was 24,000 years old.
Whoa!
That puts people in North America 10,000 years sooner than we believe that they were here.
That's a huge find.
It is.
Wow.
And how do you know that they're wearing like these kind of clothes?
Well, these clothing designs are based on the clothing design of the Gwich'in people from the early 19th century.
So basically, these people came across following the hunt, but they came across this like land bridge. How'd that come up? Like, where'd that come from?
Why was Beringia so ice-free when it was surrounded by ice? It's because the climate's just too dry here. So there was no snow, no rain, so consequently no ice.
And these are the first inhabitants of North America.
That's what we believe.
The gray limestone rocks of Grey Mountain, just outside Whitehorse, were formed in coral reefs that grew when the Yukon was part of a tropical sea 220 million years ago. Hey, Eldon.
Oh, I haven't heard from Washington yet. I don't think they got the facts. Yes, I must have had the wrong number. Ah!
Why is your phone ringing?
What phone?
Aren't you gonna answer your phone?
Are you crazy? It might be an angry superpower. Or my mother.
Maybe you're not cut out for the pressure of politics, Eldon.
Oh, come on, pressure. I've had bigger pressure than this, sister. Why, I remember when I was just a young lad. Getting to school was more pressure than this. I had to walk 50 kilometers every day. Uphill. In terrible weather. Did I mention I had no shoes?
You really should answer the phone, Eldon.
Yeah, Eldon, you really have to clear this up.
Oh, all right. Hello. You have reached the office of future Prime Minister Eldon. I can't make it to the phone right now, but if you leave your name and number at the beep, I'll return your call. But not for a very long time. Beep!
Today, Sid and I are in Whitehorse, capital of the Yukon Territories.
The Yukon is divided into two geographic regions, the taiga and tundra. Taiga is the boreal forest belt that circles around the world in the subarctic zone.
The tundra is the rocky plains of the Arctic region, where harsh climate has stunted the vegetation.
It has a dry, subarctic climate. In fact, Whitehorse is one of the driest cities in Canada because it lies in the rain shadow of the coast mountains.
Moisture from the Pacific Ocean enters the atmosphere, traveling up the coastal mountains where it falls on the peaks in the form of rain or snow.
As the air loses moisture, it continues to move inland, creating a rain shadow on the east side of the mountains in the Yukon.
Because of its harsh climate and sparse population, the Yukon has remained one of Canada's last unspoiled wilderness spaces.
Wood Street School in Whitehorse has an experiential science program which takes advantage of Yukon's natural surroundings.
And we get to sit in on a class.
Which is totally fun when your class is the great outdoors.
The solar panels provide power for these while they're in orbit, and they have battery backups.
Hi, Greg Bell.
Hi.
I'm Kat, and this is Sid, and we're here to take part in one of your wilderness adventure classes.
Well, come on in. There's a couple of empty chairs here.
All right.
So the reason that we're learning how to use these GPSs is because... Yes, Sid?
What's a GPS?
GPS. Can anybody tell him? Colin.
GPS is the Global Positioning System.
That's right, a global positioning system. And what that is it's a handheld receiver that communicates with a series of satellites that are orbiting the Earth, and by exchanging information, they give us an exact location on the planet as to where we are at any given moment, within to about 6 meters.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. Okay, and while we're at Equinox Rocks today, you guys will be doing this GPS scavenger hunt, so pay close attention to the instructions you get from Chris out at Equinox Rocks. So I'm gonna get everybody to just gather up their stuff. We'll head outside, get on the bus, and go out to Equinox Rocks.
Whoa, look how beautiful it is.
Oh man, 5 minutes and we're out in the wilderness.
All right, so I'd like to welcome you all to the Takini Hot Springs today. My name is Chris. I run the climbing wall and the zip line here, and we also do a special program that we're going to be doing with you guys today. It's called the GP Teaming. And what it involves is taking the knowledge that you've learned in the classroom about GPS and maps and compasses and applying it to the course we have set out here around the hot springs. We've got you divided up into small teams of 2 and 3. And we're going to give you guys each a map, a GPS unit, and as well as a radio.
Check, check, radio check.
You've got an hour to complete the course. Like we say, whatever team presents the information first gets the big prize. On your mark, get set, go.
All right, so the GPS says to go this way.
Okay.
All right.
Over there by the climbing wall. CGK.
Okay, I'm absolutely sure it's this way, guys. Come on.
All right, let's go. Come on, let's go to the next one.
And I beat them. CGK.
Okay, guys, definitely this way.
Okay.
Oh, it's a coffee shop. Good. Hot chocolate.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I hear Kat.
Yeah, Sid, we're really roughing it here. It's so snowy. I think you're breaking up.
Yeah, it's really rough here too. Really thick brush. Over.
Yeah, I'm really learning a lot about the wilderness. It's really great. Yeah, I'll see you later.
It's awesome. So the GPS says we're just about there.
All right.
Hey, that's it.
All right.
Good job! You guys, the first one's back. That makes you the winner.
I feel great.
Well, you feel great now. There's your prize right behind me there. You guys are gonna get to climb the climbing wall and then take the zip line ride of your life across the pond.
No, without me or not. I'm coming too.
Okay. Good job. There he is, okay. Good job. That's it, good job. Halfway there. Hey! Grab onto the rope, please. Keep on going, keep on going. Way to go, Cat.
Well, guys, thank you so much for sharing your fabulous school day with us. It was wicked.
Yes, and thank you to the champion team for helping me defeat
Yeah! Thanks, Greg.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, okay.
The Yukon is home to Canada's highest mountain, Mount Logan. It's located in Kluane National Park of Canada and is currently 5,959 meters high.
Due to active tectonic uplifting, the mountain is still rising. It's time to answer today's triviography question.
Today's question is, what does Cordillera mean?
Cordillera comes from the Spanish word cordilla, which means cord. Cordillera is a chain or cord of mountains and mountain ranges. CG Kids is on the World Wide Web. Visit us and find out even more about our incredible country.
Just click on our website to find games, contests, and way more about our show.
You can even try the CG Kids Atlas online.
Check it out. Alden?
I have decided to wait out the political firestorm.
Eldon, think of all the votes you'll lose if you don't clear this up.
Votes? Oh, why isn't anyone answering the telephone? Hello? Yes, this is he. Oh, you got a smudged fax from me and you can't read it. Oh, yes, well, that's funny because I was just wondering how Alaska was doing. You know, neighborly curiosity, Mr. President. Okay, I'll call you George. Yes, and you can keep calling me Mr. Prime Minister. Oh, you love the show. Well, I could try and arrange for some autographs. Sure. No, you can't have Alberta, George. Yeah, we're using it.